Hey, welcome back to Meiji and Poppy's Kitchen. Today I'm going to be making a batch of delicious, cheesy, beefy burritos so that the future me doesn't have to cook because these are freezer friendly, they're full of protein, they're delicious, and they're easily adaptable to gluten free. So I can't wait. Let's get started. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is brown a pound of ground beef. Now you can double or triple this recipe, but since it's just me and Poppy, this recipe makes 6 burritos. So that's all I need, and we'll eat one each tonight, and then I'm going to make 3 that are gluten-free and 3 that are regular. All you have to do is change out the tortilla to gluten-free or regular ones, and you can do low-carb tortillas or whatever you want. But anyway, so going to do 3 gluten-free, 3 regular, and we'll have, after we eat 1 each tonight, we'll have 2 in the freezer that we can just pop out whenever we want and have a delicious meal again. And like I said, high protein, so good, easy. This is a winner recipe. Okay, so I've got the beef browned. Now I'm going to drain it, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do. Okay, so you drain it just to get that extra grease out of it. And then you're going to add 1/4 of a cup of water and a taco seasoning packet. Yes, if I would have known I was doing this beforehand, I might have made some taco seasoning homemade, but because it really is better. But this is fine. And this one is for sure gluten-free. Gluten-free, yay. Okay, so that goes in, and while that is cooking down, you just stir it up, let it get seasoned well, and that water to kind of cook down just on medium heat. I'll put the rest of the ingredients in this bowl, then we will mix it together, and that's it. We'll roll it up in a burrito, and a tortilla, I meant, and that's how easy this recipe is. Okay, that's going to finish cooking, and we're going to get started with the rest. Okay, so in a bowl, you're going to combine a cup of Greek yogurt, just plain Greek yogurt, a la Faye, but you use whatever you want. 1/2 of a cup of red enchilada sauce, 2 Laughing Cow wedges, cheese wedges, and I got the light variety. And these are fun to undo, but they're also, it's going to take me a minute. This is the water's out, so I'm going to take this off the heat. Okay. All right, 2 Laughing Cow wedges. 2 tablespoons of cilantro. Poppy doesn't love cilantro, so I'm going to save that for the end, and I'm going to do his first, and then I'll add the cilantro and then do mine. So we'll hold off on that for a second. 1/2 of a cup of cheese. Now, that didn't sound like enough to me, so I'm more like a cup. It's about 3/4 of a cup. All right, so put the cheese in there, and then you stir it together. And then while the meat is still warm, because you want these Laughing Cow wedges to melt, which really, as I'm stirring them, they're melting into the, not exactly melting, but okay, but this will get them totally melted. I'm gonna let it sit in there for a second, get warm, and then I'll stir it up. That's it. That's it. That is all you need for these burritos. And let me just tell you how good this looks and smells. And I still see little chunks of the Laughing Cow cheese, so I'm going to keep stirring till it looks like all that's melted in there. And then I will show you what this looks like. Woo-wee. It's Gonna be some good eating tonight, and whenever we take one out of the freezer to heat up. So nice. And you know what I was thinking? You could add black beans, you could add refried beans to add to the protein level. These have 28 grams of protein. Did I already say that? I don't know if I said that. 28 grams of protein in each burrito. Okay. All right. Can you see that? I'm scared I'm gonna dump it out. Can you see this? Yum. Okay. Just double checking, making sure, because nobody wants to bite into a chunk of Laughing Cow cheese when they're eating their burrito. Okay, now, I am not going to lie. I had to look up how to roll up a tortilla for a burrito because have I ever made homemade burritos? I don't know. Okay, so I got Poppy the gluten-free tortillas. Oh, it did say to heat them up. Let me do that. It said to heat them up so that they would be more pliable, and I just think I'd rather have a tortilla that's kind of been cooked a little than just raw, wouldn't you? Okay, so I'm going to spray the pan, let it be heating up, and I'm going to show you the tip I got on how to cut cilantro because I am going to put some. So the girl that I was watching the video for this, and she said somebody gave her the tip to cut cilantro with a pizza cutter and how easy it is. So I thought, well, I'll try that because it worked for her. And it totally, this is how I'm going to cut my cilantro from now on. Because that was so easy. And it just cut it into small little bits, which is what you need. Okay. Great tip. Thank you, whoever I saw your video. Okay. Gonna heat Poppy's tortilla up. So just let it sit in there. I'm gonna let it sit in there about a minute, I guess, and then I'm gonna flip it. Yeah, gosh, that makes me feel so much better that it's not just a cold. But I do think when I do mine, when Poppy and I eat ours in a little bit, I think I'm gonna put some more red enchilada sauce on it and sprinkle a little cheese and put it in the oven for just a few minutes just to kind of warm it all up together. I don't know. Truth be told, I have never made these before. I say they're delicious because everybody that has made them talks about how delicious they are, and it just looks like a delicious recipe. How can you go wrong with this? Okay, so let me tell you what I learned about rolling a burrito. You put the ingredients on the lower third, it said, leaving space on the side. You don't want to overfill it. You fold the sides together, then fold this over to make a pocket, and they said kind of tuck the edges in, and then I did it. Look at that. Okay, and these are small, so I bet we're going to get more than 6. I bet we're going to get a good many. Okay, I'm going to put these in just a little. I'll put his on one side and mine on the other so they don't touch each other. And I don't cross-contaminate Poppy. Get him sick. My tortilla is a little bit bigger than his. Of course, his costs more because it's gluten-free. And it's smaller. Somebody explain that to me. Well, you don't have to explain it to me because the ingredients for gluten-free things are so much more expensive than regular. I have learned this in the last year. Okay, so I'm going to let mine tortilla heat up a little bit. Okay, good warm tortilla. Let's try this again. So the top third, don't overfill. Fold in the sides, roll it over to make a pocket. Wait, yeah, mine's bigger, so that was a little different than his. Okay, Poppy will probably eat two. I'll just eat one. Let's try this again. Fold in the sides, fold over like a pocket, then you kind of fold these sides in and roll it over. Burrito. All right, I am going to make Poppy one more for tonight because his was small. Okay, I'm gonna probably do what I said, put the cheese and enchilada sauce, warm it up for just a little bit before we eat them, and then we'll come back and I'll tell you how we liked it. Hold phone, hold phone. I forgot I did not add cilantro to mine. We are not having a cilantro-less burrito. So let's do this again. Fold in and roll over. Okay, now my burrito's ready. I didn't want y'all to say, oh, she forgot her cilantro. I didn't. It's in there. Okay, now we'll go taste them. Okay, I think I'm so excited about these that I'm just getting ahead of myself because I wanted to show you how you can prepare them to put in the freezer from what I saw in the recipe. Okay, so I'm going to make poppies again. I mean, not again, but I'm going to do poppies. These are the gluten-free. Okay, so fold the sides, roll it into a pocket, kind of fold these corners in and keep rolling it over. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, then I'm taking a piece of parchment paper. The first recipe that I saw like this, she just rolled them in aluminum foil, but then I was thinking, goodness, Poppy, they're frozen, and then if you take it out frozen, what if the aluminum foil is like frozen onto the, it's how do you put that in the microwave? Anyway, so this is what I'm doing. I'm taking parchment paper and I'm going to roll it up in the parchment paper first and then put it in the aluminum foil. When I was in high school, I loved cherry Coke. I weighed about 80 pounds when I was in high school. And I loved cherry Coke. And my mom and dad always made my lunch for me every day. And Dad found this way of freezing my cherry Coke for me. So he would first roll it in paper towels and then in aluminum foil. And then he could put it in the freezer and it wouldn't explode like Cokes do if you just stick them in the freezer. And I would have the slushiest cherry Coke at lunch every day. I still remember those things. Oh my goodness. If I still weighed 80 pounds, I'd be freezing me some cherry Cokes right now. Okay, so then I'm gonna wrap it in aluminum foil. And then you can just throw it in the freezer like this. And I am gonna write gluten-free on the outside of his so we know which ones are his. But that's what you do. And then you've just got aluminum foil. You've got burritos to just pull out and heat up. Okay, so I did look up how would you heat these up. You would heat them in the microwave for, it said, about 2 minutes or so, and it would be warm. But if you want it kind of crispy, you're going to heat it in the microwave for about a minute and then put it in the air fryer for another minute, 2 minutes, and till it gets crispy and all warm all over. Doesn't that sound delicious? Okay, now I think I'm ready to get ready for the taste test. My burritos are heating up. And since you're having Mexican already tonight, let me give you a little Meiji original recipe that goes with it. Years ago, I started liking guacamole, years and years and years ago. And of course, I want to know how to make it once I start liking it. And so, gosh, if you've ever looked up guacamole, it's a good many like fresh ingredients, cilantro and herbs and onions and tomatoes and all of this. And I thought, well, salsa has all of that. So I came up with my own recipe for guacamole, and it's my favorite. Like I love it. Okay, this avocado has some bad spots, so it's just for me anyway. So I'm going to cut around the bad spots, scoop out the good part of the avocado as much as I can get. I love avocados now. Growing up, you could not have paid me to eat one of these green things. But now you don't have to pay me. I'll pay you for some good avocado stuff. Okay, so that's not a full avocado because I really did have to cut around a good bit of bad spots. Again, instead of all the chopping and buying all the fresh ingredients, get you some good salsa and just add it. Okay, so that's probably 2 tablespoons I added to that. And then you're going to put some garlic salt, not powder, salt to make it a little salty. I don't know. I just sprinkle it in there. I don't know how much. And normally I use lime juice, but I am out of lime juice. And I can't believe I'm out of lime juice because I love to drink water now. And the only reason I love to drink water is because I put a splash of lime juice in it. But all I have is lemon juice. So we're going to do it with the lemon juice. It'll be a little different, but it'll still be good. But normally that would be lime juice. That is what makes true guacamole. Squish it up with the back of a fork. Whatever, like if you like it, I have a friend that makes homemade guacamole, and she's gotten where she hardly squishes her. It's like chunks of avocado with the other ingredients. It's really good too. I did finally chop mine just then. Okay, and let's taste it. Perfect. You always need to taste it and see if you need to add a little of anything. I can't even tell you. That is so good. And did you see how easy that was? Okay, so make your own homemade guacamole. This is warming up and probably be ready. I'm going to let it warm up for about 5 minutes, I guess. And then we'll come back and tell you what we think. Okay, so I put them in the oven at 350 for about 5 minutes just to let them get warmed up. And yes, I did put a little extra red enchilada sauce, a little queso, and a little cheese sprinkle on top of it just because I thought that sounded really good. So now we haven't tried them yet. So we're about to take our first.
Those are delicious.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah. What kind of tortilla is that?
Gluten-free.
Who knew? It's really good.
It's delicious. We're going to have chips and guac and salsa and queso and 28 grams of protein. It's so good.
I was wondering how much protein was in there.
You were. Okay. No kidding. These are delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Make it.